Hey guys, what's up? It's iFlynn here, and welcome to this week's episode of Thoughts with Flynn. In this series, you guys can send me questions and I'll give my opinion on them. If you'd like to have the chance at having your question answered in one of these videos, you can join my Discord and post it in the Ask Flynn Anything channel. Leave it as a comment below this video or tweet it at me on Twitter with the hashtag Thoughts with Flynn. If you're new around here, it would also help the channel out a bunch if you left a like and subscribe to stay up to date with all the videos that I post. But with all that being said, let's move on with the questions. Our first question is from Ezekiel from my Discord, and he asks, do you think that letting the community experiment with level design tools like the Overwatch Workshop, for example, could benefit the game? Tenogen really improves the cosmetics area of the game. Do you think it would generate new game modes, map types, or anything else that you think could be implemented into the game? I do think that if the community had control of some of the dev tools, that they could potentially come out with more challenging and fun missions than what DE have gave us over the past couple of years. The only problem I really have with giving the community the dev tools to create game modes is how it could potentially be abused if they were allowed to pick the rewards, for example. I could totally see someone making a really short mission and adding in arcanes as a reward with a high drop chance if the players were given the ability to tweak the rewards off the workshop missions. There would have to be some kind of limitation on what the players could add as rewards if these player-created game modes were to ever exist. There are two factors that you have to keep in mind whenever it comes to making a mission type for Warframe: fun and efficiency. If the game mode is not somewhat fun, people aren't going to play it, and if the game mode isn't efficient, then people aren't going to play it either. I'll use relics as an example. Why would I stay 5 minutes in a survival mission to farm X prime parts whenever I could get the same prime part in half the time doing an exterminate or a capture, for example? I can see people making a few fun game modes with it, but in the long run, I don't think it would work out because too many people would abuse it or it would be too limited. It's cool whenever developers add that type of thing 100%, I just don't see it working within Warframe because of the current state of the game. Let me know what you guys think about the dev workshop idea in the comment section below. Rogue from my Discord asks, do you think the DE is going to release harder endgame content like adding raids back or something along those lines? DE have been talking about adding raids back into the game for years now, so it's hard for me to say if they're going to do it anytime soon. The thing is though, in your question you mentioned harder content. The raids were not exactly hard. I'm pretty sure you could have done them with as little as 3 players if you tried hard enough. I think that what is going through a lot of players' minds right now is the very likely event where squad link is used within content that is meant to be a raid. I don't think that people want that personally, as many are expecting squad link to come littered with issues. Also, people just really want to have that sense of community back. I loved having 8 players in my actual lobby doing raids together. It was really fun. As for other more difficult endgame content, I'm not sure what else they could add. I'd like to see multiple stage bosses that actually require cooperation that isn't just like standing on buttons to take the enemy down. Let me know what you guys would like to see as more difficult endgame content added into Warframe in the comment section below. Maro from my Discord asks, where is the line between constructive criticism and being a total dick? I think that this is a very fitting question, as DE Megan brought up on a primetime a few nights ago, the topic that there is a decent amount of toxicity within the community right now because of how long we've waited or have been waiting for new content to be added into the game. It does not take a lot of effort to find a forum post or a video that is basically complaining about the state of the game. Everyone has the ability and the right to voice their concerns and distaste about the game despite the fact that it's free to play. I personally have issue with a forum post or video that complains about the game and doesn't offer up any kind of value or solution to what's being complained about. I myself have probably been guilty of that in the past as well. I think that criticism is best offered up in a sandwich. First, you detail what is good about the thing you're talking about, so let's use Kuverliches for example. I could say that I really like the Kuverlich system because it adds an extra layer of immersion into the game in the sense that we get a personalized enemy who taunts us and disrupts our missions. However, I dislike how we have to go about killing our lich because of the murmur farm. It takes the engagement that was served up with the initial introduction of the lich and throws it in the trash because of the process of farming murmurs. It's so mind-numbingly boring that I zone out of the game entirely, but I do like the powers on, how you farm the powers on mods, the weapons that the Kuverlich drops, etc, etc. You kind of have to structure your feedback like a multi-layer sandwich. Address a positive first, then address a negative, and then a positive again, and then maybe throw a solution in there as well. So after I give my feedback about what I like and dislike, I could say that maybe if I were to change the murmur farm, what I would do would be give my Kuva Lich some sort of agenda where he goes around and disrupts missions in some way outside of just appearing in said mission, make him sort of do something like trigger the alarms in my spy vault or pause the progress off an excavator or something like that. Of course, that is just an example, and if I were to write feedback for DE, it would have a lot more detail than what I just offered up, but hopefully that gives you a good idea of how to structure your critique if you were to make a forum post or video or something like that. What you have to keep in mind as well is that DE are making this game so that we like it. They want us to like it, they put effort into it. Serving up nothing but negative feedback is bound to take a hit to their morale. They're human as well, they have emotions, so it should be in everybody's best interest to make sure that, you are just giving feedback in an appropriate manner. Showing that you understand the good things and the bad things about the things that DE serve to us. Show them that you're actually paying attention and are invested. So it's going to make them more likely to listen to what you have to say. Let me know what you guys think about how the community leaves feedback for DE in the comment section below. This guy has a little bit of a weird name. PHTEnzel_2134 from my Discord asks, do you think the DE should implement multiple in-game markets like a Riven market and a Lich market in the form of another tab, because trade chat is very chaotic? So I'm a little bit unsure if you're asking about adding just more chat tabs for trading Rivens and Liches exclusively, or if you're asking about DE potentially adding a market in-game similar to Warframe.market, where you can go and put your prime items up for sale or something, and then people could buy them by opening said market, removing the need to actually be online and interact with another player. I think that it's a good idea to have a market in-game where you can put something up for auction and then a player can just go ahead and buy it. I think that's a really cool idea, but the thing is, it probably will never be implemented simply because it streamlines the process of obtaining platinum from a newer player, like having this one place where you can go and put something up for sale and then someone can just go over there and then press buy or whatever, and then platinum is taken from their account and then put into yours. It makes it far too easy for you to obtain platinum, and that's probably not what DE wants, because if it's easier for you to get platinum, you're less likely to buy it, which cuts their profits, well, I'm not going to say in half, but it's going to cut their profits by a decent amount. That's the unfortunate reality of the situation. It would be nice if we could have an in-game market, but it's probably never going to happen. I personally don't think that we need to have extra chat tabs for Rivens or Kuva Liches either, simply because you do have filters in trade chat. Maybe you didn't know about that before you asked this question, but you do have filters where you can filter out certain words and stuff like that. So if you only wanted to see stuff that was related to Kuva Liches, you could filter out everything that is unrelated to Kuva Liches. Might take you a while and it's not that efficient, but it makes your trading more efficient, if that makes any sense. But at the end of the day, I would recommend just using Warframe.market. There's only a few scumbags on that website who put a low price for something. So let's say they're selling a mod, and usually that mod sells for 200 platinum. This guy might go out of their way to put it for 100 platinum, so they show at the top of the list as the lowest price. But then whenever you message them in game, they'll say, hey, well, you need to pay 200 platinum or something. That's the only type of scumbag that I've sort of came across on Warframe.market. But other than that, Warframe.market is where I go to do my trading on Warframe. Let me know what you guys think about adding an in-game market in the comment section below. Captain Crow's Nest from my Discord asks, what's your view on the state of companions, and do you think that they need improving, and in what way? In my opinion, if you're not using the Smita Kavat, you're probably doing something wrong. Nothing is wrong with companions themselves. It's just the fact that the Smita and Adarza kitty, I think it's called, they are so good that there's little to no reason to use anything else. I feel like even if they were nerfed a bit, they would still probably be top tier. They are kind of like Trinity in that sense. Without a complete overhaul, nothing's gonna change. However, I don't know exactly what they could do to companions to change up the system. There's just so much that it would be difficult to change up, and then I don't really care about my companion all that much either. So as long as it gives me my buffs and sucks things up for me, that's pretty much it, and I'm gonna be on my merry way. So I'm sorry I couldn't offer up a better answer to your question. It's just I don't pay that much attention to my companions. They're just kind of a a nice to have where the Smita gives the most buffs, and then the Adarza kitty, which I'm not too sure if I'm even saying that right or if that's the correct name, because it's been that long since I've used it. You know, as long as one of those two companions are active for me, like, everything is just trash tier compared to those two, and I don't really pay attention to them that much other than reviving them in missions and making sure that the correct mods are on. So it would be like my survivability mods like health and armor and whatnot, and then also the mods that I need to make sure that my buffs are as efficient as possible. So let me know what you guys think about the companion system in the comments section below as well. CDog in my Discord asks, what are your thoughts on the recent dev stream, mainly the removal of self damage? There was a lot covered in the recent dev stream, a lot of changes that are being added into the game soon that, in my opinion, should have been added in ages ago. For example, the status chance changes and the armor scaling changes. When it comes to the self-damage changes, honestly, it's not going to affect me that much because I like my hit scan weapons too much to be bothered using any weapon that deals self-damage. But what I will say is that the weapon like the lens or the new Kuva weapon are going to be even more meta now than they already were. It's up to you whether or not you think that that's a bad thing. I personally don't care that much, but I can see it getting annoying eventually, going into lobbies constantly where everything is exploding 24/7. All this really means is that explosive weapons like the Kuva Brahma or the lens, they're going to be nerfed or balanced in a different way, probably by nerfing the ammo capacity or something like that. Let me know what you guys think about the recent dev stream in the comment section below. But with all that being said, that is going to be it for this week's episode. I hope you enjoyed it. Remember, if you want to have the chance at having your question answered in one of these videos, all you have to do is leave it as a comment, post it in the Ask Me Anything channel on my Discord, or tweet it at me on Twitter using the hashtag ThoughtsWithFlynn. Like the video if you liked it, dislike it if you disliked it, subscribe for more Warframe content, and I'll see you guys in the next one.